Similar physique, similar gentle giant personalities and identical scores. We really have a battle on our hands now. The last three events are all classic strongman challenges, starting with the truck pull. From the days of Jeff Capes and Magnus Ver Magnusson through Juuso Ahola and nowadays to Mariusz Pudzianowski, this has been the defining image of the biggest strongman competition in the world for a quarter of a century.
For the final, we've added this container. That's an extra 4 tonne for a combined weight of 18 tonnes, 35 metres to the finish line, fastest time wins.
Now that is a muscle tear and it means the end of the road for Karlsson.
The way the competition is now, it's no point on hurting myself anymore, so just need to heal up and start training again.
Well, you certainly have to admire Sven Karlsson's optimism, already talking about getting training for next year. First up on the truck, Mariusz Pudzianowski. And the truck has grown since the heats by 5 tonnes. We have the addition of a trailer hooked onto the back of that truck, so this is awesome. 15 tonnes. They're not going to go hurtling down the runway here. It will be slow and steady, but remember what Mariusz did in the heats. About halfway down, he let go of that rope at the beginning and then just drove on using his legs. I don't think he's going to do it this time. But Pudzianowski is always brilliant at this truck pull. Whether it's boats, trains, planes or trucks, the Pole is certainly the master, and he's looking pretty good here. The defending champion needs big points, though, if he's going to get this third title almost at the finish. The Huda goes 41.43 seconds for Mariusz Pudzianowski. He looks absolutely spent.
Not much left in the Bergmanis tank either. He's struggled his way to a time of 43.59 seconds to pick up 2 points.
Well, that was a good effort by Bergmanis, but it's still Mariusz who's in the lead at 41.43. Now, though, the turn of Verhastyuk, joint leader with Zavikas, getting ready. And with only 2 more events to go, this would be very useful if Verhastyuk could really steal a march on everybody else. And I think that rope at the front is far more important this time round with the increase in weight of the truck than it was when it was only 10 tons. So it's Pudzianowski in the lead. Verhastyuk trying to gain ground with every pull and every stride. Going solidly. Not spectacular by any stretch of the imagination, and most of the spectators won't actually believe what they're seeing. It is an enormous truck, and the clock is ticking away. He's going to be very close. He's got it in the lead at 39.9. But how long can that lead last? And yet another strongman who's utterly exhausted.
How tired are you now?
Таке враження, що моє бажання зараз просто
I'll do the wheelbarrow with no strength or power at all.
Не знаю, як.
That last event almost killed me.
Просто не знаю.
Well, it certainly is getting very tense at the top of the table. There's Samuelsson making his challenge now in the truck pull. Look at the size of Magnus's arms. I tell you what, they're bigger than most people's legs are. They're about 25 inches around. If you get a tape measure out and measure your thighs, I bet most of you will not have 25-inch thighs, that's for sure. They're absolutely huge and being put to very good benefit here. This is a good performance by Samuelsson. He really came on strong in the safe lift, which was the last event, and this, I think, could be even better. Head down, back straight, legs pumping, very close to the line now, and it is fast. It's very fast, 36.53, and the longer this final goes on, the better Magnus Samuelsson seems to get. Now the turn of Zydrunas Zavikas. What a time it was by Magnus Samuelsson. Verhastyuk in second place, but the Swede is definitely in first place.
Tell me, when you are ready.
So the joint leader with Verestiuk after the last event, away to a little bit of a slippery start there. This giant American truck begins to pick up speed. And the great thing about Zavickas is he's got his head down, eyes focused on the ground, but he's pulling in exactly the right line. He's not wobbling from side to side. This is technically a very good effort indeed. A superb time set by Magnus. Verestiuk's time, 39.9 in second place. He's not going to beat Magnus's time, but he's going to be very close to the Ukrainians, just inside. Wow, that was close. He's beaten Verestiuk's time by about 0.7 of a second. Falls flat on his face.
Zavickas down, but clearly far from out. Samuelsson coming with a late surge, but it looks like being much too late for the Swede. And going into the closing stages, this championship is going to be a two-horse race. But which horse? Well, that event really took its toll, and as Pudzianowski's dreams of a triple triumph fade, fatigue is going to be the key factor in determining the outright winner.
When you're in Bahamas, you must visit the local market. What is this?
That's a hockey sack for stress.
Oh, for stress.
Stress and whatever.
I don't have stress. Your stores is very expensive.
No, it's not.
In the normal store, it's 19 bucks.
Give me 50. Okay.
That's Bahamian soy piece.
Okay, put it down now. I'm gonna look at my stuff to see how beautiful you are.
Oh. Shopping is easier event for strongman. See you later.
Wheelbarrow race.
The skipping race. Here's the skip, and there's 500 kilograms of sand in it already.
Add to that a 100 kilogram barrel.
Then you chuck in this 100 kilogram weight.
At 15 metres, add this 100 kilogram steel box, or in old money, 16 stones.
And to round things off, this 100 kilogram log, making 900 kilograms in all in your skip.
And then there's still 15 metres to go to the finish line.
My hand is very pain. Only I must finish. And finish. Second place this event will be good for me.
So Marius gets the dubious honour of having to go first in this wheelbarrow race. And next time you're doing some gardening, just remember how big this wheelbarrow is.
Are you ready?
Well, he's let his challenge slip just a little bit in terms of trying to retain his title. And this is going to be as much about endurance as it is about strength and power. A phenomenal 900 kilos in prospect as he weaves his way down the course. That really is the biggest wheelbarrow I think I've ever seen. But two first places by the big pole. Now, is he going to get it over? Yes, he does. That shows the power in his shoulders. He just swung that weight up there. Now around for the concrete block, and again that looks very simple. Only the log to go for Marius. I just wonder whether he's left his challenge a little bit too late in terms of going for this title once more. There are all the objects safely in the wheelbarrow. Now it's the 15-meter sprint towards the end. He's just about busting out all over in terms of his muscles, my goodness. The time is crucial now. 66.04 for Marius. And now all he's going to have to do is sit and wait and see what everybody else does. And I hope you all could see just how hard that was.
Well, it was even harder for Raymond Bergmanis, who clearly had expended too much energy shopping. He finished last, but the powerful Verestiuk was still going strong. He couldn't afford to let Zavickas get further ahead.
And so it's our overall leader this time, Zydrunas Zavickas, leading in this final for the very first time.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Yes, he says.